Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, April 4th, 2022 at 9:29 a.m. Excuse me. So, um, yesterday, well, um, hold up. So yesterday, excuse me. Yesterday I had, you know, I don't know why, um, after I ate after I ate the cereal and the watermelon and peanut butter yesterday, I was like hungry again an hour later. But the day before that, I had pretty much kind of the same thing, and it held me over for a few hours. I think, yeah. So, and the same thing with Friday. I had the same thing, and so I don't know why I was hungry an hour later, but I held myself. I try to wait until a certain time, and then by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt like, well, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt like, excuse me. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt like just couldn't take the hunger anymore. And so I had, the same kind of tuna sandwich from similar to Friday. And then I was so hungry, I had the last two pieces of the pound cake because I was still hungry. But then after that, I was held over for the rest of the night, and I don't even know if, because I heard that sometimes they say that sleep deprivation can make you hungrier also, and sounds like psych meds make you hungrier and make you crave carbs and the bad stuff. But anyway, with that natural whole grain bread, I think it was wheat berries, like wheat and millet mixed together, and that kind of bread, excuse me, that kind of bread helped me sleep kind of good last night. And they were vibrating me last night, but it wasn't as torturous as the night before. But I think I went to bed. I took a shower last night and listened to Bible scriptures, and I worked on a little bit of writing yesterday, and I went to bed. I think it was just before midnight, and it took me a while, but I finally fell asleep. And then I think I had some gang stalking activity with some loud bass, loud music this morning. And I don't know who it was that this morning that they kept on somebody for at least 5 minutes, every 10 seconds. It seemed like as if somebody just kept on repeatedly slamming the car doors, like off and on for what seemed like a good 5 or 10 minutes. And I was about to get, frustrated and go out and film and record them. And so then I finally, I guess, woke up at around 8:30 or before 8:30, and checked my, check to see if I have any whatever online messages or notifications I have, and then tried to go back to sleep and just couldn't. But I'm still like, excuse me, I'm still feeling the sleep deprived feeling, and I feel that pressure on my heart, that making me feel like I know I need more sleep. But, I just tried again, for about 5 or 10 minutes to try to get some more sleep in. Excuse me. It's like my body won't let me. But maybe I can take a nap later on. So I don't have no more watermelon. So I probably gonna have, I'm undecided of what to have for breakfast and dinner today. So, the narcissistic online perps don't want me eating and condemning me, calling me greedy and, telling me, you don't need to be eating 3 meals a day. So, I reduced it to 2 meals a day, and they still talking about, oh, you're greedy and always talking about food and obsessed with food, and you stuff your face with food all the time and stuff like that, It's like, I guess I'm supposed to get the message that I'm supposed to starve and not eat at all. And so, but it's amazing how they're greedy for control and obsessed with me. If they think I'm greedy for food and obsessed with food, then they, if you have an issue with that, if that bothers you, but they don't care, as I said, they don't care. They mock and laugh at this video, and they don't care because they're narcissistic, and they worse than narcissistic. They're psychopaths, How come it's that they can have things that they can be greedy about? I'm pretty sure there's something that they overindulge in or that they overdo. But the thing is, I haven't been a glutton lately or so much overeating a whole lot lately. That was my old habits on those psych meds years ago. And so, and then, like yesterday, I saw this guy supposed to be a Christian targeted individual, and he said, he did a video talking about that. Oh, if you're a true targeted individual, then you should stop cursing, or stop cussing, and he was trying to say that people do targeted individuals do videos that that it's a lot of negativity and complaining and cursing in their videos. But I don't know if he's a religious narc or what. But it seems like if you're not being tortured as much, it's easier for you to have like and a more easygoing life. When dealing with somebody that's constantly hounding you down and breathing down your neck, trying to bully you and coerce you to do what trying to control you and stuff, and then you realize that you being treated different from everybody else, and and not getting any closure for all the wrong that's done to you and stuff, and sometimes being targeted. If you're having the worst day, you'll end up going off and cursing sometimes. I'm not saying that that's acceptable or right or anything, but I'm just saying that's the doggone human thing to do in the flesh, pretty much, and I'm still working on it. but I don't know if that video was directed at me, or if my videos were the inspiration behind him saying what he said, but I felt like my conscience was nagged. But I'm the one of the few targets that's still left around, doing videos or exposing my perps or whatever, and I get frustrated because, if y'all telling me I shouldn't have a car or that I shouldn't be driving, and then they'd be like, well, you're jealous of anybody who has a car or is driving. No, I'm not jealous. I'm just feeling like, what make you think that people should have a right to restrict that from me and restrict me from having a job and working for my own? So, I'm sitting here thinking, well, if you make it like, as if, because sometimes it's hard to remain calm, especially when you're sleep deprived. Your emotions are all over the place, and you have, if you got more days of sleep deprivation, you have like less self-control. And so I mean, but I don't know. But I look back at some of my more recent videos, and on some videos, you can read the transcript, but it's like, well, I guess I haven't been doing too much cursing lately. But, a week or two ago, I think I was going off and, cursing or whatever, being frustrated and angry at the online perps and stuff like that. But, hey, how can, like, Kimberly Harper, the online perp Kimberly Harper, try to, I caught her and Starbreaker at one time or another talking about Candy's very foul mouth. Well, y'all do stuff like, participate in doing stuff like triggering me and bullying me and making me angry and stuff, and praise something that, my twin sister does, but then shun the very same thing if I do it. If she will post up videos about food or cooking or eating, but they'd be like, ooh, all the online perps, they'd be like, ooh, that looks good, Brandy. And I'm like, ooh, Brandy, save me a plate. Or, ooh, they praise what she does, but then when it comes to me, y'all hounding me down over, a situation that, over one donor, a situation that happened back in 2019. Y'all are still bullying me and hounding me down, and y'all don't even know what happened. And so then y'all was like, you're greedy! You're fucking greedy! Where's their foul mouth? And Kimberly Harper, how can you call somebody foul mouth or saying that they curse so much, but then, you stalk everywhere I go, and then, you're the criminal stalker talking about my bad behavior. Obsessed criminal stalker, trying to talk about my bad, or, condemn everything I do. Excuse me. So in reference to that guy, it seemed like, well, your targeting must not be that bad. But he said that he wanted to just have his channel or his video, that targeted individuals should be helping to lift people up. Well, I try. But as I said, I don't know if that video was directed at me without saying my name, or if he was talking about a lot of targets who, but it's like they had, well, it looked like he's only subscribed to 2 people, and I think he came and commented on one of my videos one time, so, But I know damn sure he ain't subscribed to me. But then remember when I told y'all the other day that the professor targeted individual, that she, that was, she has only like a couple of videos talking about targeted and gang stalking, but she didn't show any footage or anything. But she tried to say that people who show footage of, and I guess showing proof in footage of our gang stalking, she tried to say that we have a hidden agenda to make the TI community look crazy. No, you a fake TI perp. And so somebody was telling, and a couple of people in the comments were trying to tell her, stop cussing so much in your video and stuff like that. But I pretty much, I suffer, Tourette's and stuff like that, and have tics and outbursts, and sometimes, with the forced speech, you'll end up uncontrollably cursing, with the remote neural monitoring and forced speech also. So some people say that the remote neural monitoring and forced speech is like a the Tourette's label is a cover-up for, remote neural monitoring and forced speech and stuff like that, But I've said in previous recent videos that, I try to tell myself, well, I feel bad, and I feel like, well, I need to stop cursing so much. But I hate when narcissistic abusers, they narcissistically and self-righteously try to condemn me for cursing or tell me don't curse. And then when I look up, they curse more than I do or worse than I do, and then they'll be the first to curse me out. And I'm like, well, just a week ago you telling me stop cussing, and now you call me a fat greedy bitch. But if Kimberly Harper says something about me being foul-mouthed, but then she did the emoji of sticking her middle finger up at me. When she joined in I told y'all she joined in on a bullying campaign against me because, she tried to talk like it was a perp thing to do for her to yell at me about taking out the trash and try to say, well, if I'm walking by you and wearing a red shirt and you taking out the trash, does that mean I automatically mean I'm a gang stalker too? And she said something, like, wow, people can't even walk near you or whatever. And so she's like, well, I'm not used to this lifestyle. And then she's like, and she just kept on cussing at me and ranting at me. And then she said, please don't block me. And so then I blocked her. And ever since then, she's been bullying me. But she's been bullying me, a couple of times and make smart-ass comments before then. So they had these people online, talk that lingo like the best Christian, quoting Bible scriptures at you. And, and then they turn around and start acting like a perp and, commenting on everything you do. But it's like, I don't understand why in life I get frustrated. I get frustrated because I don't understand why in life people in society, they got more privileges than I do. And as I said, they want to comment on, me doing this or that. So, I just got a couple of text messages. So, I mean, but I even realized on my blog, I can get carried away with getting frustrated and, typing out profanity, about the perps and stuff. And I feel bad that, if people might say that, well, that doesn't look good on you as a Christian. Well, how can you say that and you turn around and perp me? I mean, y'all so worried about me cussing. or looking bad as a Christian for cussing, and which I know we're not supposed to. But, you know, what makes you not look, if not as just as bad, if you look worse? If you say that you are Christian and you practice witchcraft and you're a perp, clean yourself up first and then come talk to me. But as long as you perping and meddling in my business, being a busybody in other men's matters, which is a sin too, you know, I mean, so I mean, it's like I know I have difficulty with self-control and, controlling my temper and stuff like that because, because of, the way I get treated in society and me having less rights than anybody else. So if I go to a restaurant and this narcissistic perp, almost young enough to, probably is young enough to be my child, try to think that he can dictate that I deserve to be punished with only a half a cup of water, and then got an attitude with me, and he got an attitude with me, and and didn't even want to go fix me a whole glass of water. It's just water. At restaurants, water is free. But I've seen a couple of white male perps that, it seems like as if they work at every restaurant I eat at. And it's like, do you have 20 doggone jobs? That you in that uniform, you work at Bodacious, you work at Cactus Cantina, you work at the Ruby Slipper, you work at, even restaurants at the beach. You work at here, you work there, you work at Whataburger too, and you work at Waffle House, and it's like, how is it that you work everywhere, like at every restaurant, that I'm at, or you work at the Calbee Ichiban, you work here, you work there, you work at the O'Reilly's, and it's like, well, if I'm, say if I eat at Waffle House, you're working there in their uniform for breakfast, then I go to Cactus Cantina, it's like, how do you work there for lunch too? If you're in that same uniform, and then I go for dinner to the Calbee place, dog, you work there too? Or if I go to the beach, you're in their uniform and work there, and you're the same one person, and it's like, this is crazy. How gang stalkers do this, and it's like you're already there working before I even make my plan, to go and walk over there and go eat. So, this is, some people talk about, like, I don't know what it is, body snatching or, astral projecting and astral projection and channeling spirits and stuff like that, and it's like these devils in human flesh like to issue out judgments and punishments and try to play God and try to, control you, coercively control you. And then they try to tell you to try to dictate you that you should do things that, trying to lead you on the path to hell. So, I mean, if people want to be concerned about me being foul-mouthed or cursing, if people found out you a covert gang stalker, I mean, but then you narcissistic and self-righteous on how I should use my mouth, how I should talk, or what words should come out my mouth, or, what food I should eat, or or the frequency I should eat, or that I should not eat at all, and then you bully me and be like, you need to start fasting. How can you tell me about fasting and prayer and you're perping me? The religious narcs who switch between acting like a T.I. and a perp, like as if they're double-minded, and then have you gaslit and confused and feeling spiritually troubled, and you go on to have like a mental breakdown behind the way they treated you. If they're supposed to be Christian and acting like a perp, and supposed to be Christian and targeted and acting like a gaslighting, manipulative perp, and then you end up feeling all kinds of confused, and you don't even get any closure about how this person acted towards you. You know, so if people might feel like, well, I don't want to watch your YouTube videos because you curse so much, or they'd be like, I don't want to read your blog because you got too much profanity on there, or nobody looks at your tweets because you curse so much. But you sitting there being narcissistic and self-righteous, and behind closed doors, you're acting like a manipulative perp to do stuff on purpose to set you off, to get angry and lose your temper and play all kinds of, how the narcissistic perps, they try to do stuff on purpose to get underneath your skin and push your buttons and make you go off and lose your temper and make you mad, and stuff like that. So I don't want the video to shut off on me or start another video. So I'm going to go for today. And my day is probably going to be just like yesterday.